Ready to rock and roll, Pete?
Always. January 1st, man. We're starting it up. New beginning.
What are you looking forward to most in 2022 as we welcome Lucas Tigers and Bronze, the number one sports card podcast in the world, back?
I don't know. I guess I'm looking forward to the unknown, right? If I were to go back to January 1st of last year, and you were like, oh, what are you looking forward to this year? There's no way that I would have said any of the stuff that has really, dominated our airtime, right? There's no way that we would have known that in the first week of January, Top Shot would be something that people would ask us about, and it would basically take up, so much time, in the first couple of months, and then that Panini Digital would come out, and we would hope that it turned into the same kind of fun that Top Shot did, and instead it doesn't. We'll see.
Well, they're hiring a marketing department in its entirety.
Okay, well, good luck to them. And so you got that, the Panini stuff, and then you got the rise of NFTs, and all of the discussions that had gone around with it. We go back a year ago, PSA was open, so I guess PSA is open again. Do we predict that in March PSA is going to close again? Do we predict by March PSA's backlog is done? I mean, they came out with a really cool, New Year's resolution kind of stuff. January of last year, Ken Golden owned himself. So did Chris and Josh. And Nat only owned himself. Now, starting this year, Nat owns all of them. So it's a different year. Who knows who will be owned by who this year? I don't know. Do you know? That's what makes it fun.
You're an owner of the Jordan Flair PSA 10, right?
And that's another thing that had a wild ride last year.
That had talk about like the bellwether stock of the hobby, right? That's like that card that people point to, amongst a few other cards. But like that's a card people point to. That was astronomical. Went to 740,000 by the end of this month last year. And then what's like a true comp right now? 400K for that card?
No, low threes. And I own it. I'd like to say it's $12 million, but low threes. And the cool thing about comping for that card is, while not everyone is the same, there's pretty much one a month being sold, whether it's in, PWCC or Golden. I think Golden has one in their auction right now.
Which is pretty low. Because some months you see 4 or 5.
Yeah, some months you had a lot. Yeah. But that is a good indicator on a liquid card like that, right? There weren't a lot of them available, and that's why the price ran up. And then all of a sudden the price ran up, and more of them became available, and the price came down. Supply and demand, my friend. And then the supply kind of dried up, and it's starting to move back up, sort of. And we'll see, and if it moves up enough, maybe people will come out of the woodwork and sell it again. And move back down. It's not just that card. It's, you can say this for almost every card. The difference between that card and, the other cards that have gone down is that not much supply being backfilled on those, whereas, the ultra modern world, there's more supply being added to the pot every day. Yeah. So what am I most excited for? Continued growth of us and our community. I love more than anything in 2021, and I'm hoping for in 2022 to see folks who we interact with succeed, and to help them if we can. I loved. We didn't continue it just because there's only so many hours in a day. But I love like to come up with Cage. I loved seeing like John from Slab Shelf, start a business and succeed in it. The ancillary business. I mean, I say hey, Nat owns them, but I mean, how about some kudos for the card ladder guys? I mean, consummate collectors, go out there, build this tool that basically anyone is using this thing, and they go out and they exit. But they're still doing it. They're still at the helm. It gets purchased by Collectors Universe, by PSA. Talk about a success there. Talk about, Ken Golden. I say, obviously, that's a huge, huge thing. Now he's got a TV show, right? He's got like a Netflix show coming this year. Talk about excitement for that.
So, guys, we're doing Cage's idea, really great idea. It was kind of like the end of the year awards. You could go over some of the categories. It was top content creators, top new business, top celebrity influence. But anyway, we do this post, and Alex, our graphic designer, and Manny, thank you guys for all the help with that. Ken DMs us like 1 minute later. He's like, "How do I vote for myself? How do I vote?" Literally a minute later, he's like, "How do I vote?"
No, that didn't happen. I just made a joke that happened.
All right, fine, real life, but
real life.
no, but dude, he loves his hobby.
Oh, he's awesome, man.
Celebrity.
Come on,
His
I
hobby
think
celebrity status.
I think he should do a live every night. His lives are the best. He pulled a pack last night after pulling for himself out of a 96, 97. It's 96 Upper Deck SP box. After pulling that Kobe Hollowview, right? He started opening more packs from the box for people who were in his chat answering, questions. And in one pack, must have been like a hot pack, he got another Hollowview. It was some Celtics idiot that I don't even know who it is. Somebody who I think was a rookie and just I don't even remember who it was. But then the cards behind it were 2 game film cards in one pack. Those are like 1 in 120 packs. He got 2 in the same pack. Dennis Rodman and Jim Jackson from the Mavericks. And in addition, one of the SPX Force cards, that's the one that looks like, like a circle with an X, and it's got 4 holograms in it, which are like 1 in 360 packs, and it had a Penny Hardaway in it. All in one pack, and had a Hollowview, the SPX Force, and 2, and he gave it away. He's like, here you go, this was your pack, enjoy. As a matter of fact, I think, because I was on a live, it was the guy's second pack, because he gave him a free pack, and the pack was so bad that he opened for him. He's like, oh, that was so terrible, I'm going to give you a second pack. Because the question you answered was hard. You couldn't just Google it. So in the bonus pack, this dude hit all this stuff. So, I mean, that was fun. That's cool stuff to watch for the hobby. Ken's not doing that, to get people to bid in golden auctions. He's doing that because he enjoys it. Sorry, Ian's getting some ice. In case you can hear that in the background. It's like a little, and he likes the crushed ice. So, the kind of ice that makes more noise. You got enough ice, pal? Got headphones on.
What is he drinking these days?
Just water. He goes up,
water.
He gets a little crushed ice, he moves it over, gets a little water, fills up the water. He's all good. Good? You got enough?
So cool. Anyway, we have best hobby content page, preferred hobby auction site, most influential hobby person, best sports card podcast, best new addition to the hobby. Guys, these tiny Instagram squares could only fit 4 or 5 things. Yes. Obviously, we're gonna miss a ton, and there was a ton of our friends that we weren't even able to put onto that graphic.
It's just a little fun.
It's not exclusive to the graphic. Tag your friend. There's a few suggestions. Wax Museum podcast. Apparently, great information, great knowledge. I'd love to meet them. Awesome people I hear. So, we don't know everything and we don't know everybody. We would love to. And as Cage said, we're happy to share our platform with people of the hobby that, are kind of beneficiaries and want the hobby to succeed. So we'll be doing a live tomorrow where we kind of just go over the results, have some fun. Maybe some people will be on the live and we'll bring them in.
That'd be cool. Yeah, if you're one of the nominees, you get to come on and say how it was just an honor to be nominated. It's your chance. It's your chance to shine. The Hobby Awards. And maybe we'll make this a thing next year. At TigerCon. We'll have the awards. We'll give out trophies.
Hobby, if I could be honest, I need more action.
Ooh, really? Really?
Yeah,
so let me ask you a question. I'll put you on the spot. I was going to ask you this question anyway, but now that's a great lead-in. So here's the question, right? You are an excitement chaser, a profit chaser. You're like Bodie. You're an adrenaline junkie. You're Point Break, right? So why you came into the hobby, I think, is because you saw it as a place to, build up a community, a place to flip, a place to make money. And I think it's funny as we have all of that, that's what I mean. But as we have all these fun conversations about collectors versus flippers versus people in the hobby, I'm going to ask you a tough one. If the hobby in 2022 looks more like the hobby in 2015 and 2016, and there is no multiples, there is no 5Xs or no matter what you do, there's no 10Xs. It's a slow and steady grind, and a lot of the people who came in last year leave. Are you going to stay a hobby participant? Is it something you see yourself staying in?
Good question. Well, first off, my core is I do love watching sports. And now that I get paid to watch sports, I think that's pretty ridiculous, Cage. I still, you know what I mean? Your whole life you watch these games, and I watch soccer to get better at soccer, but and now to be a professional, we get paid to talk. It blows my mind. But yes, I'm an action junkie, but I like the people in the hobby. And for the most part, sometimes people like wake up like someone pissed in their cereal and they like tell you like 25 people and businesses are the worst thing that's ever happened to the hobby. That's a little bit annoying, but like the community and the people are awesome, right? So, the
Yeah, but
profits got real quick. The profits
yeah,
get you into the hobby. The community is what, gets you to stay.
all right,
So
that's fair.
if there's no alpha this year, as they say, I'm not going to go anywhere because I do love the people. I love the community. I love being able to talk back and forth about NBA and sports, and even admit I was wrong. And I want to talk a little bit about LeBron today because the guy's playing out of his mind.
I was going to ask my second question for you. But I was going to give you a hard time. You've done what lawyers like to call taking the sting out.
Did I really?
Yes, instead of me being able to get you on a cross examination where I'm able to ooh,
That's
gotcha.
way more
You
fun.
know it's coming. So
Let's pretend it
indirect,
didn't happen.
you say it your own way.
Let me add one more thing. Even when there's
Let's pretend.
even when there's no alpha, I'm gonna pretend that I didn't say the thing about LeBron because he sucks. He's putting up worthless stats.
Oh God, here we go.
You see how I can just flick it right on.
That's
But
it. Just-
this is the year, like even if prices don't go up and down, there's still volume. There's still people trading and moving cards. You can move some of the stuff that you don't love into stuff you do love, right? Like you could still kind of audit your portfolio and kind of make some moves that way. Not everything has to be about profit chasing.
Well, my question for the audience really is going to be this, right? And obviously you can't answer me, but my question would be for this: it's to really do a little, what do you call it, soul searching. Do a little the same question I just asked Andrew. I hope you're asking yourself, but then when you're answering and you're being honest with yourself, right? When you're answering, think about this, right? If you are one of the people who's here for a profit, for earning it, right? And it could be both. It doesn't always have to be black or white. You don't have to be a collector
Right.
or someone who's making money in it. Think about the other areas of your world, of your portfolio. Think of where else you have your money, whether it's in a bank, right, or the stock market, or any place else you have your money. And think about what the traditional returns have been there, right? Less than 1% if you're in savings, checking accounts. I mean, 1/10%, I think, is what I'm getting in my savings, right? CDs, bonds, you name it. I mean, you're talking about single digits at best. Hey, you can get a mortgage from a bank at 3-4% now, so they're obviously not lending money out higher than that, right? So that means to go to a bank, for a bank to make money, if they're lending it out at 3-4%, they got to be paying you less than that, right? So I think it's almost like 2022, and I hate to be the fuddy-duddy old man, it's almost a reset of expectations, right? Like we've seen a time here where, listen, cross my fingers. I'll cross all my fingers. I'll cross my toes. If you can see this on YouTube, I cross every one of my fingers for you. They're all crossed. That we have another year where every single card we have goes 10 and 20x. It will be fantastic because everyone in the hobby is rewarded, and because we have so many more people coming in, fanatics, all these companies coming in, all the new participants, it would be great. But let's just swing this over and say that doesn't happen this year. And let's just say that you're grinding to make 20 or 30%. Not 10x, not even 2x, not even 0.5x, because that would be 50%. Making 0.2 to 0.3x. Where else are you getting that? Where else are you getting that? Where else do you have the ability to do that? Right? And there are people out there who tell, oh, I'll just put it in Bitcoin, or I'll just put it, okay, that's fine, right? But I guess my point is that even if it doesn't 10x on everything you do, and even if it's make it 20-30% or whatever reasonable number it could be here, that's still significantly better than you're doing anywhere else. So just kind of level set. I have spoken to people who are like, if I can't get 5x on my investment, I'm leaving. And I'm like, okay, where are you gonna go? Because I'll follow you if you tell me you're gonna get 5x somewhere else. Where?
I'll tell you where though. Like I think
Shoot.
fractional is going to have a big year. I think
And that
fractional
is
had got matured, and I'm not just talking collectible. By the way, collectible is a sponsor, one of our best, most professional, just awesome team to work with. Whatnot guys as well. Really looking forward to working with SGC this year, and Bleeker's just the bomb. But collectible, I'm talking about Rally too, dude. I put $20 into like the CryptoPunk IPO. I had no idea what I was doing. That 4x in like 2 months. Now it's not big money. You could only get 2 shares, $20. But I think 2021 was kind of like fractionals coming out party, people understanding it, getting to know it, building a little bit of trust with the platforms, I think there's going to be some opportunities there.
I agree. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, I don't know about 5Xing, but it's definitely a space that I think will mature in 2022 as people get more comfortable with it. And I mean, listen, it's fun stuff. I mean, I don't want to be the pessimist here. I want to be the optimist.
Why not?
I think what's fun is if you can add something else into your equation, something else that's fun, right? I posted it today, and guys, thank you all. On December 31st, I hit the 2,000 follower thing, which I look around now and I feel like a loser with 2,000 followers. I mean, I saw people, that are live the other day. I'm like, who's this guy? He's got 15,000 followers. Let me follow him. He must be doing something right. I'm like, it used to be when we started this off, people were asking us, oh, you're going to do a podcast about sports cards. Like, what do you expect out of that? The biggest sports card page that's out there is Ryan Card Collector 2 with 50,000 followers. I think he's at 80,000 now. And there's plenty of other accounts that have really started moving up, which in and of itself is a nice little indicator of of the growth of the hobby community on Instagram and elsewhere. So if you're not following me and you listen to this, go follow. But besides that, right?
1,000%. We have 7,000 followers on Luka Tiger Braun. It's ridiculous that you have 2,000.
And I'll give you more content. I even put something out today about my Juan Soto. We could talk about that if you like. But yeah, I mean, I saw. I think a celebrity pulled it, but check out my story. It's cool if you're on Instagram. I found a card that I looked at. I found out who pulled it. It was somebody I wasn't following. So now I'm following them, a breaker. I think it's called like Daddy Rips or something like that, right? And I followed them and I posted, gave them credit for pulling it. And the person who pulled the card, who I think is some form of celebrity, I don't know who it is. He's got a blue check and he's got like 1 million something followers. So clearly he's not going to take my money. It was a Dominique Wilkins card. And he's sitting there saying, Dominique Wilkins, who cares about that? But it was from Immaculate. And it was a 1-of-1 sneaker tongue card. Take a look at my story. It's a Reebok pump from back in the day, like Dominique would wear, kind of Reebok. It's got the pump. It's got the pump on the card.
Is he having ice?
No, he's playing basketball. He's going to bounce a ball and he's dunking inside, and it's going to be very loud.
He's wearing his LeBron Cavs jersey for people that didn't see him but backstage.
He's got a LeBron Cavs jersey on. He's got every LeBron jersey, a Heat jersey. He's got both of the Lakers one. Santa brought him a 6 this year. The NBA, very smart. Having the Laker 23 is not good enough. You have to have the 6. But anyway,
how are you not going to be loyal to your city?
The point being, I'm not getting an Obi Toppin jersey.
Why not?
So here's the deal, right? So we don't. No, thank you. Maybe I'll buy my Ewing jersey. So here you go. That card is cool.
Latrell Sprewell.
Like, I would like that card. Like, that's not going to be the most expensive card. I'm sure it's not going to be cheap. But that's a cool thing I didn't even know existed, right? And it's like it got nostalgia for me. It's like a cool thing. Those are the kind of things where, I'd be looking more at in 2022. Collection pieces. And I love that
those.
Shoot. Tell me about
I got one of those as a play, actually. So if you don't mind jumping into it.
Do it.
So you see this set. People love it. It's a little bit glary.
The credentials, the EX 2000, whatever it is, yeah.
Correct. Why am I showing it on here? I'll pull it up on my computer. So anyway, you see the set all the time. It's a rookie credentials too. And this is the EX 2001, but this is Tim Duncan's rookie year. It's a 1997 Skybox EX 2001. I don't know about you, man. And I know grade matters, all that stuff, but that card in a PSA 8, new, freshly graded, is $20 for a Tim Duncan rookie card of a very iconic set. Now, it's not a 10. It's not a black label. There's one BGS 10. There's 129 PSA 10s, and there's 756 PSA 9s. So we're not buying the grade here. But like you said, right, this is a $20 card. And yesterday we talked with Jake about how undervalued Tim Duncan is. Buy the card, not the grade type of thing. It's just a tough grade anyway. It's a 24-year card. Iconic set, and I love Timmy Duncan. So for $20, I think this is a steal. And truthfully, I do believe some of the newer graded, and I'll pull them up, PSA 8s, have some maneuverability. You could put them in a tux. You could move them to BGS. You could do a little bit of cracking, crossing, all that stuff that I'm a fan of.
Do you think cracking and crossing happens as much now?
Yeah, 1,000%. That's how you make money, in my opinion. When the market's stale, You don't have any risk of up and like because it's scary when you're crossing and the market is very volatile. You could lose half your value on the card, and even if the cross is successful, the value went down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But when it's kind of like a market that doesn't move a lot, it's actually the time to do cracking and crossing because you're arbitraging. And in theory, if you buy the right card, the price might not even move in the time that you're doing that, the procedure, the surgery, the operation. Remember that
True.
game?
Yeah, 100%. I used to get the buzzer all the time. I was not steady-handed. No way. No way, no how. That's it. That's why I don't crack, because I'll break the case. I'll mess the card up. No good. Just take the grade for what it is, and that is
Well,
it.
that's not your game. Everyone has a different game. So this is the card cage. Here are the recent comps: $15, $19, $20, $27, $15. I'm not lying here. And it's a sick card. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's a sick card of a top 50, top 20, wherever you guys want to put Tim Duncan, top 5 on some boards. Like, this is a beautiful card. It doesn't look like a PSA 8 if you just look at the corners and do this whole zoom in thing. But beautiful card. That's my play today.
I love it. What is that, on Alt? Can you do me a
Yep.
favor on Alt? You see if there's any Kobe game worn stuff on there? Not auto, just a regular Kobe game worn. Because believe it or not, you made the joke, although it wasn't a joke, about like the Kobe Santa card, because we were talking about like holiday stuff and you name it.
What about,
I was actually,
what about like this kind of game worn cage? This is an Andrew
nice.
Goldberg's collection. Dude, I bought a lot of
yes.
bless you. Bravo. I bought a lot of horizontal cards recently.
That's gorgeous, but I don't mean like a high end auto. I just mean like game used jersey card of Kobe, right? Because we were talking. There's none on there.
Kobe jersey. Let's see if anything comes up. No.
It's interesting.
Kobe game.
Interesting. So I gave this as a play. I was actually thinking about going back. You know what? I find myself doing this as a play, and I hope everybody kind of appreciates it. I'll do a little research, and I'm like, 3/4 of the way through my strategy, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to deploy a ton of money and start buying these things again myself. And then I come on here, and I'm like, if this is my play, why can't I give it to everybody else out here? You know what I mean? And I've done this once before. There are cheap ones. I saw one ending today, $49. And I'm talking about like ones that you flip it over to the back. There's one called Decades. That one is in my watch list. So you see that one, Beam Team? This is one of my favorite cards. Just scroll down. It was right there. It was like the 8th card. No, not there.
I'll go back. Don't worry.
So anyway, guys, what I'm talking about here is Kobe game used cards. There it is, right there. So how cool is that card? It's Kobe's Beam Team, which he didn't have because 1992 Stadium Club did not have Kobe. It had Shaq. It was a rookie year Shaq. Pretty iconic because of that. It had Michael Jordan.
You know what Lamine calls this? When it's a single color?
What?
He calls it a napkin.
Well, it's purple napkin, so that's interesting. But there's other colors on the card, and I think this is numbered.
No, he's talking just when it's a one color patch.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think this one's numbered. I think. I'm not 100% sure. So if you like this one, you like this one. It's a pretty cool one. I do believe, guys, and you can disagree with me. I gave kind of like the same analysis before, but prices have come down a little bit on Kobe for whatever reason. That's a pretty cool one too. That's the Shaq Beam Team. The Beams in '92 were just regular cards. They had not. It started putting jersey relics in cards. So this is kind of like a throwback. It's exactly the same card, but you're able to get it of guys who didn't have Beam Team cards. So Kobe Beam Team relic. But beyond that, I believe that the Kobe game used cards, they will dry up. I know there are a lot of them. I know there's a lot of autos and all the whole deal, but we talked about the rationale. Look at you. You're going through the whole deal. Was that Dwayne Wade? You like these Beam Teams, huh?
$15.
It's a cool card. I mean, this would be the play, those Beam Team cards, especially for Kobe. But I like the Kobe game used stuff because you're not even getting game used of anybody right now, right? Even the current player is not getting game used, right? So game used in and of itself, I think, is becoming a hot button issue. We'll see if Fanatics is able to bring game used back, right? During the time of COVID, now it's even harder to do the game used stuff, and you're paying all this money for guys who don't have game used. And I think it's just going to be one of those things where there's going to be some high-end stuff. The exquisite ones that even don't have autos, that have the huge patches, cool patches, and that kind of stuff, they'll be in its own category. But the cards now that were almost like throwaways. You know what I mean? You open a blaster of Prism, and it had a relic card in it. But in some of them, game used. Kobe's game used. You pull out, get Kobe. Like, I don't want. I want an auto, or I'd rather have a silver of SGA. Well, you know what? Those cards that were 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I believe that is the kind of card you put away. You throw it in your collection. If it's $50 now, next year it's 75 or 100. Right? Financial advice, no financial advice, whatever you want. It's just people will be adding these things to their collection, and Kobe's obviously not playing anymore. There is a finite amount of his game used and game worn stuff, and when you have that, I don't believe that there will ever be a real waning in demand for these type of things, and clearly the supply is not going up. So that Beam Team one, someone's going to buy it now. It's on my watch list. When we finish the episode, I'll take it off my watch list. I can't get it for a bargain now, but I think it's a really cool card. And when you combine, Kobe, with his fun with the nostalgia of the Beam Team, it's something that reminds me of like the Dominique Wilkins card. It's something that's fun. Does it go up in value? Sure. If it doesn't go up in value, who cares? It's a cool thing for me to have in my collection. I remember opening 92 Stadium Club as a kid. I remember opening up. I remember pulling a Michael Jordan Beam Team out of a pack. Like, I actually did. I never pulled a Shaq out of a pack, but I pulled a Jordan Beam Team out. I pulled a lot of Glenn Rice also, which kind of
Glenn Rice was good, man.
Yeah, I pulled a Ewing out of a pack. I pulled a Rodman out of a pack. I pulled a Jordan, but I never pulled a Shaq out of a pack. And those Beam Teams were cool. Like, that was collecting for me. And when you can throw in kind of like the combo, right? A cool Beam Team with Kobe. You get Kobe game used with a card set that I like. It's a win-win, checks a box. And what is it going to cost? That I think the bidding on that was like 40 something bucks. It'll probably go up to like 75, maybe 100, who knows? But whatever it is, it's not something that is going to break the bank, and it's a cool little piece for your collection. So that's kind of where I was going.
What's on your shirt?
It's a gremlin. It's a Mogwai. Mogwai, not a plasma bear. No, it's Gizmo. Gizmo the Gremlin? Mm-mm. No, you never saw the Gremlins movie?
So let's talk a little bit NBA.
Oh my God! Really, you never saw Gremlins?
Nah, I don't like that kind of stuff.
Gremlins? Like, you don't know the rules? You don't get them wet? You don't feed them after midnight? You don't let them sunlight?
They're like bats.
Dude, you are being serious with me right now. You've never seen Gremlins, the movie?
No.
Oh my! Because it's a Christmas movie.
That doesn't sound too pleasant.
Dude, you are gonna get a lot of messages about not seeing Gremlins. Dude. People are gonna want to know about your childhood.
Christmas time, you've even told me. You called me yesterday. You said it's the most suicides out there.
It is.
Any part of the year, because
Christmas and New Year's.
Okay. Why would you recommend people watch Gremlins, a dark movie?
It's not dark. It starts off really nice.
It's dark. You can't see the light. It's literally the definition of dark.
The gremlins are not supposed to be exposed to the sunlight, because what happens? I don't want to ruin the movie for you. You'll eventually see it at some point in time. But guys, listeners out there, do me a favor. I need his inbox. I need embarrassment in his inbox. I need you guys to tell him why he should see Gremlins and why it's a travesty that he's not seen the movie Gremlins. Ooh, what's the buy? I want to hear it. The Gremlin card? Did you find a Gremlin card? I guarantee there are Gremlins cards. There you go. Okay, that's the buy. The Studio Gizmo puppet.
These little fingers. These are real human fingers. This is gross.
Yeah, he's got like a human finger. Hang on. See if there's. Do me a favor. Check on eBay right now and see if there are Gremlin cards, and leave that one up. Leave that little Gizmo up.
Gremlin PSA. Corey Feldman signed something. Cage. Oh, here's one. Cage, look at this thing. Gizmo the Mogwai. Are you leaving? Did you leave? Like, I don't understand what's happening here. This is kind of a sick card, though. And since I haven't seen the movie, I can't really talk about it. But I think you're going to be super excited because there's apparently... Oh, it's autographed, too. Cage, check this out. Cage. Oh, you have one of those. That's crazy. You would. Can you come back to the screen? Can I talk to you? I don't like monologues. Look at this card.
There you
This is
go.
autographed by Dante Joe.
Gizmo the Mogwai. He must have done his voice or something. Who knows?
It's
There
kind
you
of a
go. The
sick card,
Gremlins.
no?
Dude, it's got a set of cards, and there's a gremlin. There he is, right here. For anybody watching
They're
on
really
YouTube.
creepy. They have like human
They're
fingers.
creepy. Okay, so do me a favor. Put Gremlins stripes. So this will be the one you like. Gremlins stripes.
They like nothing.
No. There it is. The second one. Click that picture. The second one.
Dude, these are creepy.
So that
Oh.
one right there, that's stripes. He's got stripe. He's got a mohawk. Pretty cool, right? I can't believe we've never seen Gremlins.
Cool.
You gotta see Gremlins. That's it. It's a thing now. All right, so back to your stuff. There's definitely Gremlins cards. Now I have to research Gremlins cards, 100%. Well, listen. So why I say the Kobe one, why we go with the game used and that kind of stuff. It's we talked to '90s basketball. We talked to a bunch of collectors recently, and I got to tell you, I think what's going to keep people in this is gotta have some fun with it. You know what I mean? You have to find a way to have some fun with the hobby, especially when there are, let's call them leaner times, right? Is that a fair thing to call it? I'm talking about down times, about leaner times, right? Because, it's not always going to be a straight shot to the moon, right? And, it's funny. We talk about it in the NFT world, but I don't exactly believe it. The community is also a very big part of it, right? So that's one fun thing about the sports card world. Even just posting our poll about the Luca Nation Hobby Awards, you got people who come out right in force for their people. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, sports card nonsense. We love those guys. Forget about it. None of these other guys can hold a candle to them. And then you got a bunch of people who come out and say, hey, how can you not have Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze up as the best podcast? And we have to explain we left ourselves out because it's our poll. Like you can't win the award. So. And then you got people who are PWCC or hey, how could you include these people on the list? It's just funny, man. I love that about the hobby community. We get to see it in our Discord and our own folks, and I'm sure there are a bunch of other hobby communities like that too. The wrestling card community is insane, I'm sure, and they probably throw each other through tables and hit themselves with chairs and stuff. There's probably all kinds of crazy stuff.
They tackle Robin Lopez before the games.
Oh, dude, that was funny.
That was funny. Let me talk about LeBron and the Trailblazers. First
Shoot.
off, Trailblazers are in trouble, man. And you see this. This happens sometimes in NFL too. It happened with Urban Meyer. 1 year in, he lost the locker room. And you see that with this Portland Trailblazers team. They don't like Chauncey Billups. They don't want to play for Chauncey Billups. There were plays yesterday, Cage, where they literally got out of the way so that LeBron and the other team can dunk. Like
so basically, the headline of this thing is Andrew says LeBron's not that good.
No,
it's just that the other team lets him score. Is that the headline?
No. I want to talk about the Trailblazers because I think they're fade material for one. If you're a sports bettor, fade this team until something changes. Dame doesn't want to play. They're not playing hard. They're not playing hard. They're playing with no heart. They don't have the people. They don't even have a big man. Their big man is Larry Nance. They're in huge trouble. This is a bottom 3, bottom 2 team until something changes, and I don't see anything changing. Even if McCollum comes back, which he's coming back in 2 weeks. LeBron, there might not be any better modern-day buying opportunity than LeBron. Here's why. He's been beat down. The narrative on him is he's old, this team sucks, he doesn't have the talent around him. But honestly, 2 things need to happen. Anthony Davis needs to come back and be healthy, and they need to make the playoffs. They do those 2 things. Who's going to want to face him? I don't know. Because we've talked a lot about LeBron in the East. I don't think there's a single team out in the West that wants to face a healthy Lakers team come playoff time. Now, I'm not saying that they will change course, but I'm saying that in his card prices, that's already been kind of established. And if there is a change of course and AD comes back, they make the playoffs, I don't think the Suns, the Warriors, or any team in the West really want to match up with this team because LeBron is still healthy.
Even if they don't want to match up with them, do you really think the Lakers win this year?
It's not. I think I would give them. I can't. Percentages don't make sense because it's a stupid way to do it. I'm saying that they can win.
So
And you
I
can't say
think
that about every team. I'm saying the
I
Nets can win, the Bucks can win, the Warriors can win, and Lakers can win. I don't think the Suns can win.
you know what's funny. I think of LeBron
Listen to
this
what I
year
just said
like
there.
I heard what you said. I think LeBron this year is like Steph last year. You know, he's putting up individual numbers. The team success is not there. He's having an MVP caliber season, but people did not steam Steph's cards last year the way they are doing it now. Because in addition to
Steaming?
his number, yeah, they didn't run him up. His cards didn't
No one's
fly last year like they are now.
LeBron's cards
Right?
aren't up.
Exactly. That's my point. I draw the same comparison. Steph's cards did not go up last year, despite the fact that he played individually at an MVP level and his team made the play-in game. They didn't start really catching on. Don't give me this 3-point record. It's a dumb stat. It's the team is having success. It's team success that has caused Steph's cards, while combined with his own individual success this year, the Steph cards have gone up. LeBron, right now, the individual success is not enough to run his cards up. Everybody knows he's a great player. Everybody knows he's capable of doing this, even at the age of 37 years old, right? Everybody knows that. You're right. His cards won't go down from here. So it is a good opportunity to buy, and they've already been beaten up. But I believe that he needs more than just showing up in the playoffs and maybe getting out of the first round and surprising somebody for the cards to go up. I think right now the only thing that makes LeBron's cards go up is playoff success. Legit playoff
LeBron's
success.
team is better than the Warriors team was with Curry last year, if
Yeah.
all healthy.
Yeah, no, and you're right.
Dramatically better.
And I like where you're going with it, right? Because I think they do have a chance. Obviously, look at the players on the team, right? You know, we've all said it from the beginning. The Lakers, come on, it's a super team. If it all, but is there any evidence that you have that it's all going to come together and gel right now?
Well, Vogel sucks as a coach.
I mean, they got rid of that cancer, Rajon Rondo. I mean, does that
that's not what the change was, and it's a change I talked about. Like I know I'm not a coach, but like I watch the games, and you got to play Malik Monk. Malik Monk's got to be your 2 guard. He's got to get 20 shots a game, especially with AD out. Malik Monk is who has LeBron always had success with? Dwayne Wade and Kyrie, 2 guys that can get score off the dribble. Now Monk's not either of those guys, but stay with me.
I'm with you.
2 guys that are dynamic, that could score off the ball and on the ball, that could beat their guy off the dribble, that don't clog up space in the lane so LeBron can still get to the cup. Dude, Monk's resurgence is what has made this team a little bit more threatening the last week or so. And they don't play him enough. Put Westbrook with Carmelo, let those 2 guys run off the bench, and let AD, LeBron, when AD comes back, and Malik run the first unit, man. And you know I've been a big Monk guy. I've talked about him quite a bit, and you kind of laughed at me.
Yeah, because I've watched him play. I watched every year of him play.
Yeah, but systems matter. Who you have around you matters. So what Monk usually came in on the 6th unit and just chucked, or as a 6th man just chucked.
No. Before they demoted him because before he had his drug issues.
Yes.
And he got sent back down. He was a starter.
For the Hornets.
Yeah, for the Hornets. Yeah, he was a starter for the Hornets, and then he of course had problems. And he was good.
He had a few 30-point games. He could.
I will never tell you he can't score. Right. The thing is, he's never been a team player. And if what you're telling me, and I don't watch the Lakers because I'm not a huge LeBron guy, but if what you're telling me is that that's what they need, that they need somebody to be the scorer. I thought LeBron was the scorer. I thought AD was the scorer. Monk is like very ball dominant. Very ball dominant.
So is Kyrie. So is Wade.
Not a team player, you know? But yeah, okay, so if that works.
Ball dominant doesn't mean you're not a team player. It just
he doesn't pass. He doesn't pay. He never
You don't need him to pass.
Okay.
That's my point.
So
you don't need a passer. You have the best passer maybe in history.
Why isn't your play Malik Monk?
Well, first off, I gave Malik Monk as a play.
It should be again. Malik Monk is the key to unlocking LeBron's greatness and the long playoff run. It should be Malik Monk. Should be the play.
You do understand there's 5 players on the court.
Yes. Tell me who the Lakers starting 5 should be. Anthony Davis when he's healthy. LeBron. Malik Monk. Who else? Where else are we going to go? Tremont Waiters. What other deep G League player are we going to after Malik Monk?
Tremont
Waiters. Is it Bol? I mean,
Dwight Howard or DeAndre Jordan. I don't have much of an opinion with those guys. This next guy, you got to
How do
kind
you
of
not
try.
start? You really not starting Westbrook? Like Westbrook is
think
off the bench for real.
Westbrook is terrible, man. Like, he's just bad. If you watch the game, you see how bad he is. He's a turnover machine. He's a very low IQ, and he shoots way too much. He's a very low IQ player.
All right. Listen, I will start watching more Lakers games. I will tell you this, right?
I gave
Headlines.
Westbrook as a play. Remember that?
I remember headlines. Headlines matter, right? And we've talked about it. How there's more to it than the headlines. But if the headlines right now, I give the dude his due. The headline is LeBron has found the fountain of youth. LeBron is doing things that he's not supposed to be doing at this age. LeBron is putting up points. He's filling up the stat sheet. But you're going to say he's not making anybody else better. And we understand that. But he
makes Monk better.
You can't really ask him personally to do much more than what he's doing. He's having a heck of a run.
You do understand different players complement each other different, right?
Of course.
Like Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they don't really complement each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which
if you turned into a cynical fat old man, this wouldn't work. I understand. I understand how vanilla and chocolate can coexist. I get it. I see how it works. Scoop of vanilla, scoop of chocolate works. Trust me.
Dude, I once made a black and white milkshake at our cafe, and this lady came back after she drank it and she said, "This is the best milkshake I've ever had. Black and white, strawberry and vanilla. I mean, chocolate and vanilla.
Chocolate and vanilla, yep. Vanilla and chocolate mix.
DeRozan and Levine, Zach Levine, people didn't think that they would mesh, but they've worked really well together. It's been surprising. By the way, did you see that game winner?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty great.
I did.
He didn't know how much time was left on the clock, so he had to kind of chuck up the shot off one leg. You saw that?
And listen, DeRozan's having a great season, but is he cardboard relevant?
Not really. No.
Is he a guy who
team really is, which is kind of disappointing.
And I mean, he's been good for a long time. He just hasn't had a lot of attention on him. He
has like kind of a fragmented fan base. I like the Dembuya guy. He's smart, man.
Sekou?
No, the
Sekou Dembuya?
No, similar name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. He's on the Bulls. He's a rookie from Illinois.
No clue. Sekou Dembuya.
The Sunmo. Ayo the Sunmo.
All right.
Smart guy. Kind of like a swing man. Can play anywhere. Tough, athletic, defense, smart. No, but dude, you look at Malik Monk's last few games, man. With him and LeBron being the 1 and 2 scorers on that team, that's what you need. I mean, dude, the blueprint's out. He had success with Kyrie and he had success with Wade. He needs that guy. He doesn't need an AD clogging the lane because, I mean, dude,
he can get to the basket anytime he wants. LeBron still at this age.
Yes, but if you have
somebody in the way makes it his own team getting in the way, sort of getting in his way. I get it. I mean, listen, I think it would be
good too.
It would be crazy to think they could now turn it all around just with the dysfunction that's been there. But I like the thought process, right? That believe it or not, at this age, with what he's done, with the way the season has gone, his stuff has kind of gotten a little bit beaten up. The narrative on LeBron is, hey, he's a GM, and look at me. Hey, it's me. I traded you to Cleveland. It's LeBron moving the pieces around, and even the championship won in LA. People who are haters will say, it was a bubble championship. It's not a real championship. It would be a real interesting thing if, through all of this craziness and this season, this 500 season that it's been basically up to this point, if they turn it around and he wins a championship here with Malik Monk and Anthony Davis with an injured eyebrow, I mean, I know he's got a lot of talent on his team, but would this be one of the more impressive wins for him? Would have changed the
There
narrative a little
was
bit.
a funny meme. Anthony Davis got he got braids. Let me see if I can find this.
Yeah, it's like he's going to be out 2 weeks because his braids are too tight or something. I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw it all. The memes, by the way, Lamine James, keep it coming. I mean, he is a runaway win for that category. He's a runaway win for that category. He's getting like twice the votes of anybody else. Everybody loves Lamine.
I hope he gets karma, like karmic goodness for just bringing joy to millions of people in 2021.
I mean, yeah, hell yeah. He should.
He's hilarious.
Hopefully, wins the lottery. Isn't that big Powerball something like that tonight? Let him win it. Yeah, man. So you asked me. So talk to me. What are you looking forward to in 2022 in the hobby?
I got to think about it.
Wow, there he is, folks. He's not the best color play guy in the business for nothing.
Playing Sasha Thomas on one-on-one in ball.
Why does everybody want to play Sasha one-on-one in basketball? Did he make a proclamation? Did he come out on like a story this year and be like, I will challenge anyone out there in the hobby to one-on-one and I'll beat you all? Like, is this his own doing or just people taking shots at the king? Is he the king? Is he that good that everybody wants to make their name off beating him?
Maybe friends at best. No,
yeah.
I don't know why. It just kind of happened. We just.
All right. Listen, I'll watch it.
Going to Culture Collision. I think that's going to be fun. Going to the Mint Collective, going to a few shows.
The Mint Collective sold out. Fun. They sold out the marketplace.
Nice.
Completely sold out. Every vendor table. I think they're taking like wait list kind of stuff right now just in case anybody, cancels or anything like that. But completely sold. That's going to be a lot of fun, man.
The shows are fun. Shows are fun. That's what I want to do more of. And not just like a local show, like a show, like the National was an event. We went to Lowe's.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Midnight, and people were trading all the way up until 4 a.m. I saw a buddy who I went to college with, who we played. So
there's a question for you. If you have a bunch of cool cards and pieces, some Trae, a little bit of Joe Burrow, you got some cool, couple cool pieces. Do you sell them now and head to the Mint Collective with cash ready to rock? Or do you hang on to them and bring them to trade at Mint Collective? Do you bring them to sell there? You try to sell them to a deal. What do you do? Give some guidance to people who are planning their Mint Collective trip. Do you show up there with
this Hawks team has been a major disappointment this year. Like, people thought they would take a step up, they took 2 steps back. So I don't know what to do with Trae, even though they had
forward, I take 2 steps back.
I mean, dude, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Trae was getting better and better, and so was his team. And they're not even a 500 team right now, Cage. They're not a playoff team. They're back to 2019 Hawks. And Trae, he doesn't play the game very well, in my opinion. He doesn't have a high IQ.
He's no Malik Monk.
Shut up, stupid. Dude, let me rephrase that. They were up by 3 points versus the Cavs. Came back from 20 down, a minute left, and he just chucks the ball from 30 out. Move the ball, get a good shot. You're up 3 with a chance to go up 5. Dude, it was the worst shot. I was sitting here thinking, this is why you guys are under 500. You have a chance to put this game away with a 2 or a 3. That's a good shot. You're 10 seconds into the shot clock. You're the point guard, and you're doing a step back 3 contested. It was just a very bad shot. The announcers felt the same way. I love NBA League Pass, by the way, because you don't get the main ESPN announcers.
No, it's local.
It's
the local guys. They know the team. Yeah, they know the team, and they're homers for the most part. Yes. I remember watching the Hornets all last season, and I'm like, these guys, they do not give the other team any credit. I'm like, the Hornets won 15 games. I'm like, somehow though, these guys will let you believe these Hornets are like the Celtics when Bill Russell was playing. It was like Bismack Biyombo should be in the Hall of Fame next week. What? But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a different viewing experience.
You could watch the first half with one, and then the second half with the other, so you could get you could actually get unbiased. It's kind of cool. What should I be doing for Mint Collective? Dude, that's not my area of expertise, but maybe we could bring on some people that because dude, Sasha and those guys have carved out a niche for themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's the true collectors, there's guys like us, but these guys are dude, they're young, they got nothing holding them down, they travel show to show to show, and they flip and they trade, they buy collections. I don't want to give you guys bad advice because I don't play that game. That's not my game. So I don't know.
I get it. I definitely do.
I do think 2022 will be the year of, if you can be smart about it, because you could lose so much money this way, is buying collections. I do think there's some opportunity there, whether that's modern, baseball, Marvel. You could find and carve out your niche too. Like you could buy out Marvel collections. You could buy out vintage baseball, vintage football. You could specialize, and really, kind of buy out like a $10,000 collection, flip it for 12.
Love it. Love the idea. Well, January 1st has come and gone. 2022 is starting. And just like we did last year, you will get an episode from us every day, at least. A lot of fun, right? Do we have any plans on stopping that? No, right?
What's that?
Stopping our episode a day streak? No, right?
Unless I want to hang myself.
By the way, folks, he has started 75 and hard again. The man is back on it. He is on it. He is regimented. He's back on. And the fat guy here, I'm going to weigh myself and take a picture of it later for you guys. And it may start with a 3. I don't know. It may.
I'll tell you guys, I'm super demotivated the last week. Like I've been lower energy. Coffee isn't hitting like it used to. I'm ordering like potato wedges with bacon all the time.
Yum.
I know. And I just know when I'm disciplined and it's discipline. Discipline equals happiness in a lot of ways. What you put into your mind, what you put into your mouth, and how you take care of your body. So
I like it. Luke and Ancient Fifth Am is coming back. So that's all I'm saying. We'll see how long it lasts, the New Year's resolution. See how long I can survive on lettuce.
I hate when you do this. Like you just need one ridiculous food that's by itself is disgusting.
Yeah, lettuce.
Like I'll give you an example.
Kale.
Instead of just lettuce, why don't you, instead of having like hamburgers, you have ground up turkey, lettuce wraps?
Ugh. Turkey.
Fine, but like ground up beef in a lettuce wrap.
No.
What do you mean no? You just said lettuce, so you're going to be nibbling on lettuce.
But I'm not going to. No, negative. If I'm going to eat a burger, I'm going to eat a burger.
But
it's like buying like low fat, no sugar added ice cream. If I'm gonna have the ice cream, I'm gonna have the ice cream. I'm not gonna have the fugazi no sugar ice cream. If I'm gonna eat a burger, I'm not having ground up turkey.
So remember when this happened, when like people were hating on whole milk, so the like low fat and skim milk was like the thing.
Yes,
my mom would get so upset. I'd be like, Mom, like instead of just having whole milk, we could have skim milk. She'd be, that's ridiculous. How can I have skim milk when there's whole milk that tastes like real milk? This tastes like water. Why would I? And I'm just like, you could sacrifice a little, but you don't have to sacrifice everything. So you just make these little small changes. So with your burger, instead of having 2 pieces of bread that aren't healthy, use the same meat, the onions, tomatoes. You could even put cheese, but put it in a lettuce wrap.
Yeah, next then you're going to tell me I have to have my cereal with almond milk because it's just a small sacrifice. You can stick that.
Can I tell you, instead of almond milk, what they have?
Kombucha.
Have you ever had extra creamy oat milk?
What do you think the answer to that is?
I guarantee you it's better than real milk. Guarantee you.
My 12-year-old daughter is laughing because you said extra creamy.
Dude, it's really good.
Extra creamy.
Dude, extra creamy oat milk is delicious. And they have like the chocolate version. It's the best thing I've ever had.
So I think next month I'll try extra creamy. February 30th. I'll do some extra creamy oat milk. It'll be good.
You're going to go to the grocery store, just buy it and try it. And see, I don't know if you like it or not. Why do you have to wait till February 30th? It's ridiculous. People won't even remember that episode then.
Yes. Well, February 30th is a monumental day because it never actually happens.
Yeah, but you basically were saying I'll try it next month. No,
I'm basically saying I'll try it never because there is no February 30th.
Okay.
God damn it. We will leave it on that one, folks. No oat milk here.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to.
Here we go.
One day you got a DM from someone who said, you agree with Andrew's plays too much.
Oh,
remember that? And for like 3 days later, you were confrontational. I want to have more confrontational episodes.
Oh, no, that's no good. I will confront you when I disagree. Like, I don't think Malik Monk even belongs in the NBA, let alone
Did you see
being
his lay yesterday? His jelly layup?
the guy who is going to take LeBron to a championship. We will not agree on that. And yes, I've watched the games. I think he's
He doesn't,
greedy. I think he's
dude.
a
His
very
last three
greedy
games:
player.
25 points, 15 points, 18
Yeah,
points.
well, dude, if you put me out there and you tell me every time I touch the ball, I'm allowed to just shoot it, I'll score points too. Even me, I'll score points.
I think you're so wrong, and I think you're just doing this to be frustrating. But
I would put
he has talent.
my watch hours of Malik Monk against probably anyone in the world who's not related to him.
Yeah,
I
but you
watched Malik
can't
Monk play
do that.
so much. He's
You watched him play 4 or 5 years ago.
last year we're talking about. Last year. We're talking about, and even the year before that. We're talking about even before LaMelo. I mean, you're talking about this is. I watched the whole season. I was more heavily invested in Devontae Graham than anybody else. Maybe that colored it because Devontae passed the ball every now and again. But Malik, it's a frustrating. He has all this athletic ability, and he's just stupid. And he touches the ball. And if I were on defense anytime, I would know that I wouldn't have to cover anyone else on the court because Malik is going to find a way to shoot. It doesn't matter if he's got a 1-on-3. It doesn't matter if he's going down the lane and there's 3 people. He's never going to kick the ball out. He never
Why
passes
is that
it.
bad?
That's not good basketball.
That's
To go
Kyrie,
1-on-3?
though.
No,
That's
Kyrie
Kyrie.
at least would kick it out. He would find an open shooter every now and again. Also, are we talking about skill levels? Like, are you really comparing Malik Monk's finishing skills to that of Kyrie?
No. But when you have a guy like LeBron who's changed teams and you've seen what's won him championships and what's not, you know what the blueprint is, and he needs that ball
pair him
dominant
up
guard
with
who can.
a Kyrie or a Dwayne Wade, and you are fishing by saying that that's Malik Monk.
That's all they have on the roster, clown.
And that's perfectly fine, but that doesn't mean that he's a good player. Doesn't mean he's not selfish.
No, I didn't say that. All I said was move Westbrook to the bench and let AD, LeBron, and Monk work.
And these are the conflict episodes he wants to see in 2022. These are the kind of episodes he wants to see in 2022.
LeBron had Kevin Love. My hair is crazy, guys. I apologize. I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow.
Good player. Good rebounds, offense.
Kevin Love's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, good player.
When
he stays healthy. Good player. Listen, I could be wrong, man. Malik Monk could be an all-star in this league. Michael Jordan didn't think so. Jordan was probably more frustrated by Malik Monk's play than anybody else because he saw the athletic ability, but he just couldn't get to the kid. I mean, watch some of the footage of Monk and Jordan. It's funny stuff.
How old is Malik? 23 years old.
23, yeah.
Dude, do you know where he went to college?
Kentucky? Oh, did I get that right?
No one's questioning. I think you're under the impression.
Right? I think I got that right.
Let me recap this. I said move Westbrook to the bench, let him and Melo work together, and let Malik Monk be the Kyrie to LeBron. This goes off to you thinking that I think that you don't know Malik Monk.
No,
this has nothing to do with you.
What it says is that you're taking one of the top 10 scorers of all time and a guy who is basically an MVP in the league, right? And you're saying just for a second, move those 2 guys to the bench in favor of I'm expecting to hear like Dwayne Wade, or I'm expecting to hear. So you're moving Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony to the bench in favor of Malik Monk. That's what you're saying. It has nothing to do with me or my knowledge or your idea for a successful Lakers team is we know they went out there and brought in Russell Westbrook. We know they went out there and brought in Carmelo Anthony. Your idea is they didn't need those guys. Their big pickup this year, the number 2 guy for the Lakers is Malik Monk. He's the one who's going to take them to the promised land. That's what you're saying. I'm disagreeing. That's it. That's what you're saying, and I'm disagreeing.
I'm saying to put Westbrook and Carmelo and let them run the second unit together. They have chemistry because they played together, and they complement each other. I'm saying Malik Monk complements LeBron a lot better than Westbrook complements LeBron.
because of his
Fine,
low
move
IQ.
move LeBron to the bench. And let
Well, I mean, why not? Why not? Why not let Westbrook and Carmelo start and let LeBron play in the second team? Because it's all about chemistry. Let him play.
Does chemistry matter? And
Here's
by the
what's
way,
funny.
Cage, real quick, I've been consistent about this because I did talk about Malik Monk before the season start. I said this team would struggle. I said Malik Monk's going to be the X factor. You gave me shit on that episode too.
I did,
because you're like, I watched Malik Monk play. He's a head case. He never passes,
and he doesn't still.
Time out. Then the Lakers have struggled. The last few games, they've been giving Monk more time, and as a result, they're seeing more success.
But are they winning because of Monk? Or are they winning because LeBron has played against inferior competition?
So as much as his phone died, as much as I dislike the narrative that LeBron doesn't live up to his talent, teams win. It's not players. You hit the space bar, Cage?
That's how I know I'm winning, because you kicked me out. You hit the space bar.
I said teams win, not players.
I understand what you're saying, and I'm saying LeBron has basically willed his team to win against inferior competition for the last week.
Correct.
And it's not Monk that has done that.
Correct. And now you're like, okay, my number one guy is playing like the number one guy. How do I complement my number one guy so we could grind out? It's not like they're getting destroyed in some of these games. The Memphis Grizzlies.
You know what? I'm going to have to concede the point. I just got a text message while we do it. It was Kevin Durant. He texted me. He says, you know what? I wasn't afraid of the Lakers before, but with Monk playing as their number two guy, I'm afraid now. But Giannis is texting me. Wait, oh, man. I can't believe the Lakers are finally listening to Andrew and they're playing Malik Monk. There's no way we're going to win the championship now. Watch out for the Lakers, the powerhouse. Worthy and Magic? No. It's Malik Monk. The Laker great. Dude, love it. Tomorrow, the awards will announce them. Listen, here's the fun part. You get to win this one. You get to win this one for now because they are playing Monk as the number two and the team is winning. So I can say whatever I want to say, but the proof is in the results presently. We'll see if it continues. Okay?
Peace.
Take care, everybody.
Dude, tomorrow, whatnot, 10 a.m. Eastern.
That's right, 10 a.m.
One of our final – is it the final week of the season?
No, I think there's two more. What is this? Is this week?
You get all confused with fantasy football.
What week is this? It's a week. Yeah, it's fantasy finals this week, so there's one more week. Right? It's week 17? There's 18 weeks because they went to 17 games. Yeah.
Really tough board. Like if I looked at it from first glance, I'm going to go 0-15. Pretty certain of it. So
by the way, that means you're going 15-0. Tomorrow, what